Yeah, so I was watching this film a few nights back. Watched it a couple of times. Stepfather from 1987, Terry O'Quinn. Good movie, interesting movie, done very well. Great opening to this movie. Great opening when we open up and he's just kind of covered in blood and he's in the bathroom and he starts to shave his beard. He cut his beard with the scissors first, starts to shave his beard, like I said. He changes the contact lenses in his eyes. He has a shower. He gets uh, his clothes on, his new suit on, and everything he takes off himself, he's putting into a suitcase. And he's basically getting rid of his old identity and then restarting a new identity. So when he comes out of the house, we see signs of a struggle, pictures and things lopsided a bit, and there's a handprint on the wall. He gets down the stairs into the living room, and we see all these dead people in the house, and he's nonchalant about the whole thing. It's just like he's just leaving for work. Didn't bother him. It's like he steps outside the house. We pan down a tiny bit and we see a young girl, and she's been killed as well. So he killed the whole family. Gets outside the house and he's just whistling. He picks up the paper on the on the lawn. Then he continues. He's whistling down the street as some other people are backing out into the drive and just starting their morning day, and you wouldn't have guessed what has went on in that house. We don't know what goes on in people's houses, right? We don't really know what's going on with people unless you're astute and you're a good observer of yourself, and then you can see pretty much what's going on with everyone, right? And that's the only way really to see snippets of things that are hidden because of that. So this film is fiction. It's a good film. I enjoyed this film. I remember this film from when I was a youngster. It's one that stuck in my mind. You have certain films that stick in your crawl space, and The Stepfather was one of them. It was always one of them because it was always that thing where you never know what's hiding behind people. And as a young man, I was interested in that, kind of seeing like the way people present and the way that they really are, and how do you deal with people when they're corrupted from within, and it's got nothing to do with how you are with them in many ways. They are flexible in the wrong way, because anyway, we won't go down that road, right? So, but the film is worth watching. I enjoyed it. It's entertaining. The young actress in the movie who played the daughter of his new family, she was brilliant in it. She was excellent. Her acting was superb. She carried so much of the film, along with Terry O'Quinn, who is a great actor. He was in that series Lost years ago. He was great in that. Apart from, that's not his fault, but the ending of that series was, Jesus, fucking ridiculous. I didn't even know how it ended. It was just ridiculous. But that's what happens sometimes when you get a successful series. They don't finish it when they should, and they keep continuing it till they make as much money as possible. So, so I want to step into reality to do with this film, and kind of like try and show two sides of this movie, and then a reflection of reality in this world. There's a case in Ireland of this guy called Aaron Brady. I don't know if you've heard of it. And I was watching something to do with it the other night. Sometimes I dabble into other stuff on the internet and I'll look at things that are so-called conspiracy theories, right? But really all that is people that are looking into and trying to find for themselves what's going on in certain areas. That's all it really means, right? So, but the phrase conspiracy theory is to try and sidetrack you, people that just look at the mainstream media and make it sound like we're crazy because we don't believe the mainstream media. Right? And the reverse is true, because if you believe the mainstream media or even some of the alternative media, we look at you as you are, which is clinically insane, right? So this case of Aaron Brady. So I was watching, I've looked at a couple of things to do with this case. And from what I can see, I'm not gonna make I'm not gonna make this like I know what's going on with this case, because I don't, whether he's innocent or not. But what I do know from looking at a lot of it is that he shouldn't be in prison because the evidence is ridiculous. Why he's in prison, the evidence they've got against this guy is fucking ridiculous, man. I'm not even going to go into it. I'll go into a couple of parts of it. One is to do with his height. The killer, they've basically done through a picture of the killer near a police car. that he's over 6 foot. Aaron Brady's 5'7". Right, and there's other things to do with the color of the car, which is completely different from another report, and there's other things to do with the court proceedings. There's loads of stuff, and there's a witness in New York who is a drug dealer. Like, he's the reason he's behind bars is because of this guy testifying. Now, that to me is not evidence. You see, you have to have evidence. It has to be beyond human corruption. It has to be some sort of tangible evidence through forensics, through videotape analysis, through something that can't be corrupted by people, right? So the connection I want to make with the stepfather is that Aaron Brady's dad and mother, and his family as well, but especially his father, and his mother, but especially his father, Tony Brady, is outside Dundalk Garda Station making one of his videos, talking about what's going on. He's a kind of a mildish mannered kind of man, but not so mildish, but like, he's not abrupt. He's very careful with his words. He's a good father, and he's fighting very, very hard for his son. Very, very, very hard for his son, who he believes is innocent. Okay? Now, is he innocent? I don't know, but it's circumstantial evidence why he's in there, which is ridiculous. It's not been investigated properly at all. So the connection I want to make with the stepfather is this, is that in the movie, The Stepfather, there's a character, the previous family that Terry O'Quinn's character in the movie killed at the start of the movie, the mother, his wife, Terry O'Quinn's wife, ended up being this guy's sister, their brother and sister. So the brother is looking for the killer, and he's trying everything to find the killer of his sister, right? And it reminded me of Tony Brady, because he's not going to stop. He's going to keep going, even if he can't do anything about it. He's going to keep fighting for his son, and I admire that in him, because when people, that's just say what the powers to be, the government, whatever you want to call them, the corrupt, because you ever have any government, right? You have any authority, they're always gonna use it for their own ends. It's been like that since the start of time. You give anyone fucking authority, man, and they might do a couple of things here and there, and there might be a few nice people here and there, but it's always going to be hijacked, which it has been. Well, I don't know if anyone knows this or not, but the government is run. We live in a dictatorship. It's a tax-collecting dictatorship, and they're just doing what they want, which is observable by anyone with half a brain cell, at the moment especially. All right? So, in the movie, The Stepfather, the brother, Jim Ogilvy, keeps trying his best, and he finds the killer at the end. And to me, that was the best part of the whole movie. That was the best part, and the way they handled the scene with him when he confronted the killer at the start, it was actually kind of sad, because he didn't get the chance to do what he needed to do, because he wasn't trained in another way. He was good. He was putting his time in to investigate to find the killer, but he wasn't trained with the firearms enough to get it out quick enough, the gun out quick enough. But to do with Tony Brady and his son, that's what the powers to be are afraid of more than anything else. That's why they fake a lot of events, because they know that someone who has lost a loved one, they're going to fight to the ends of the fucking earth until their last breath. The police in the movie didn't do very much in the Stepfather film, but the brother, he kept working around the clock. Even if he had to sleep in the car, he would do whatever he had to do to try and find the killer. And it reminds me of what's going on with Aaron Brady, who's in prison in Portlaoise prison right now. He's been there for years. Good chance. There's a very good chance. I'm not going to say whether he's innocent or not, because I don't know, but he shouldn't be in prison, like I said, because the evidence is circumstantial at best. It's ridiculous, right? So it shows you that the police, the only people that are really going to do anything and fight for you are the people that really genuinely care for you. Not these fake ass people Not these fake ass bastards who say that they're there for you and they claim this and they claim that. They're gone at the first sign of trouble, believe me. They're gone straight away. They don't stand with no one. Can't stand with themselves for longer than 2 seconds for a start. How the fuck are they going to stand with anybody else? People are put through the test in this world by what they do through their actions only. Only. Words don't mean shit when it comes to real action. And it's hard to do the right actions in this world because it takes courage. Tony Brady has courage. And in the fictional movie, The Stepfather, Jim Ogilvy's character, he had courage too. And he came to an unexpected, sad kind of ending at the end. But because of his efforts, he took down the killer because his gun was used to get him at the end. And only for him doing that, the whole family would have been wiped out. My 3 films are in the description. They're for free. If you want to check them out, check them out. Adios for now.